Talents of the World is presenting a concert to commemorate an artist sometimes known as the Frank Sinatra of Russia, Muslym Magomaev. To tell us about the concert are two guests from Talents of the World, the founder and president, David Gvinianidze, and the director, Olga Lisovska. Thank you both very much for being with us.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you. I want to start with David. Tell us a little about this Frank Sinatra of Russia. What was he like?
First time, I want to say thank you so much for the invitation. And Muslym Magomaev was really a Russian Frank Sinatra because he sang so many pop music, but he was originally opera singer. It's very important, and his voice was grateful, you know. And he sang so many Frank Sinatra songs. When was close country, Soviet Union, he all time sang Frank Sinatra, and everybody knows in Russia, Muslim like a Russian Frank Sinatra.
Yes, and he was the only one for a little while in the Soviet Union who was allowed to perform in English. Muslym Magomaev, and it is a household name there.
Yeah.
Nobody know, I mean, some people know him here, but we are working on spreading the word, spreading his legacy here.
I guess another thing that occurred to me, David, that this kind of singing, like I Did It My Way, this is a lot like stuff that I've heard on Russian performances, the schlagers,
Schlagery.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, tell people what that's like, people who haven't seen it.
I think so. Olga will say a little more.
Well, in the Soviet Union, there was a melodic genius, Arno Babajanyan.
Yes.
And you know, that whole time frame, 50s, 60s, when we had Frank Sinatra here, and then we had Andy Williams and others that were incredible, like all the crooners, right? It was a really beautiful way of singing. It was more of the pop style, but at the same time, you did need to have a really good voice. And Muslym Magomaev, because he was trained as an opera singer, and he, at the age of 20, was an overnight sensation. He sang at a festival, a student festival, and became a superstar. And he was invited to La Scala to study there and to perform as an invited soloist. And then he came back to the Soviet Union, and he was constantly pulled in different directions because he was a very sought-after talent. And by the age of 24, 25, he was already doing world-class interpretations of Figaro's aria, la 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 la, and then Rigoletto's aria at 24, 25. Yeah. Can you imagine a maturity of an artist, not only a singer, not only physical equipment, but artistic maturity? And then he met with Babajanyan, and he gradually switched to singing only pop singing, and then he discovered Frank Sinatra's repertoire, My Way. He sang My Way.
He sang Strangers in the Night.
And then, of course,
Moon
Love
River,
Story.
Love Story.
And by the way, recently I discovered Love Story, which I love this song. Where do I begin? Everybody sings. All the big crooners sang here. And I can tell you that it's one of the best interpretations in the world. You just Google Magomaev Love Story and you will hear what I'm talking about.
Where do I begin to tell the story of how great a love can be? The sweet love story that is older than the sea. The simple truth about the love she brings to me. Where do I start? With her first hello, she gave a meaning to the sad to world of night. There'll never be another.
So David, at this concert, how exactly are you going to do this? Is it going to be all his kind of, the pop side, or is it going to be some opera mixed in?
This concert includes everything, vocal pieces, from opera to pop music. Everything will be in concert. And it's so interesting program, and not only in Russian will be there these songs, because he sang
Neapolitan songs.
Neapolitan songs. He he chose how is choose.
He chose.
He chose so many songs when he had huge tours, and when he was back in Soviet Union, he can introduce new music for people, you know, and so many people know what happens
Outside the Iron
outside
Curtain.
of
Yes.
Soviet Union.
Thanks to
Thanks to-
our Frank Sinatra,
Yes,
Magomaev. Yes.
Magomaev.
So
He
this
did
particular
a great
concert
job.
will have opera, obviously Toreador song and Figaro's, and the Neapolitan.
Not only he
and-
sang
no, just saying this our concert,
Yeah.
and then Arno Babajanyan, who's incredible melodic genius, and of course Frank Sinatra and
He
American
sang
hits.
so many Latin America music too, and French, for example. Una vida, una, ra, ra, ra. Everything, yes.
And
he,
Les Parapluies de Cherbourg, the umbrellas of Cherbourg, he sang. So everything.
Olga, we should get a little details about the time and place
So
of this.
November 4th at 384 Harvard Street at Center McCourt, Kehileth, Israel. And all the information is on www.talentsoftheworld.com. And it's at 7 p.m. We welcome you, and I'll see
so
you there.
important. So important is what in this concert we are inviting solis of big theater.
Bolshoi Theater.
Bolshoi.
Bolshoi theater. Yes, and they sang in Metropolitan Opera also.
They
and
sang all over the world and,
all over
and,
the
and
world. In
won
La
all
Scala,
these international
everywhere.
competitions. So these are incredible singers who know this repertoire, and I think it's going to be a true revelation for American audiences to come to see this concert.
Thank you both very much. Olga Lisovska and David Gvinianidze.
Thank you.
We'll have more news in just a moment.